It's worth noting that A Thief in the Night is actually one of 4 films. And as you get further on into that, what is it, tetralogy?
Or quadrilogy, whichever.
As you get further on into it, things become more and more bleak. So
yeah, I'm not going to make you guys watch the rest of these movies.
So, Brian.
Yeah?
What the fuck, man?
So many possible worlds, but we got this one. So many possible worlds, but we got this one.
welcome to the Worst of All Possible Worlds, the first and only podcast that will never keep its word. I'm the worst of all possible Joshes.
I am the worst of all possible AJs.
And I'm the worst of all possible Bryans, and I want everyone to know that this is AJ's fault. Because I'm not even just saying this as a joke.
No,
because
this is true. This is true.
I was like, you know what? I do want to look at the Nicolas Cage Left Behind movie, and AJ this whole time has been like, nothing happened in the Left Behind movie with Nicolas Cage. And I was like, well, what if we just do it, though? And then Josh was like, no, you're probably right. Nothing
Wow.
really
Is that what I
happens in
sound
that
like to you?
Left Behind
After
movie.
5 years, these impressions have just gotten sharper.
And so then, Brian said, well, how about we go back to A Thief in the Night?
But you're Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I am Mickey Mouse.
That is true,
We
that is
established
true.
this
So
2 or 3 years ago.
we're so fucking back. It is the new year. As is tradition, we're talking
I don't
about the
feel any
Rapture.
different. Yeah.
We've made it another year.
That's
without-
right, folks. It is our annual tradition. Named after the month that we are in.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It's Rapture Ranuary.
Yes, we are officially
A thing I have said every year until
right.
now.
We are
I
officially
love it when you say that every time. Yeah.
we are officially a Scooby-Doo podcast. It
Yes.
is Rapture Ranuary.
So specifically this time around, we are going back to A Thief in the Night, which is
Yeah.
a series of films produced by this bullshit little church in Iowa, basically.
Yes.
But nevertheless,
and the producer of The Blob.
thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Yes.
But nevertheless, this is a series of movies that made a major mark. A mark.
Whoa!
On the foreheads and right hands of...
A whole bunch of boomers.
Yeah, dude, this really hurt a lot of feelings.
It does really explain why people of the boomer generation, specifically in evangelical circles, are so scared of QR codes.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, oh my God.
Well, it does partly kind of get into... The third movie actually does this a little bit more because the UPC hasn't caught on as much yet by the time this movie
Right.
comes out. But by the time the next movie comes out, you're seeing them in every town. But like this is why Hobby Lobby doesn't have barcodes.
They don't use barcodes.
No, if you check your stuff
Really?
out, those prices are entered
They have to key it
manually
in.
for each item, and they say, "Oh, it's because of our person-first approach to business. You know, it
employ
makes
Muppets.
everything a lot more personable
No,
and human." And of course, no, they're just lying to you. Those guys are fucking freaks. They gave money to ISIS, and they
That's right.
believe
They bought
that
artifacts from ISIS.
UPCs
Yeah.
are the mark of the devil.
I will say this, they're the only people who would be able to successfully identify Agent 47. So there is that.
That is true. That is true. He has taken the mark of the beast.
That shouldn't be on our shelves.
It's amazing they hired Mark McKinney. That was really, that's a big get for Hobby Lobby.
Mark of the Beast,
Mark of the
McKinney.
Beast.
Wait,
McKinney.
Brian, here's
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Do Agent 47 going into Hobby Lobby? I'll do Diana here.
Oh, okay.
47. Your next mission is at Hobby Lobby. There's a man there who has been buying valuable, precious antiques from ISIS.
I got the Shroud of Turin back here.
Your mission is to eliminate him and make sure that nobody is able to hobby on this lobby.
I'm gonna get sloppy on this hobby.
Good luck, 47.
I'm looking for some model train parts.
Oh, we got so many of those in the back. I'm gonna just go back there and find them for you. Hey, by the way, do you have any artifacts that I could possibly purchase from you?
Only some very rare antique bones.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you just come into the back here? I'll give you this little badge that says you can go into all the secret areas.
I mean, that's actually basically the core gameplay of Hitman Blood Money, where you just get the one suit
one
that gets you everywhere. Yeah.
Why are you dressed as a hot dog?
Well, after that nice little detour into Hitman, let's talk a bit more
We're
about.
all looking for the guy who did this.
Let's talk about A Thief 2, The Metal Age, In the Night, A Distant Thunder.
Yes. Too distant, too thunder.
Too thief, too night, distant thunder, too dark. In the metal project age.
Yes, this will be our longest title, I think.
Deus Ex.
I think we're going to break.
Epic Mickey.
Oh, no. So, yes, this is the second film. It is longer than the first film.
It also came out
Not by much.
No.
It came
no,
out
they're
6 years after as well.
6 years. Yeah. Was it you I was talking to, Josh?
I don't think so.
Or was it you, AJ, where you're like, these movies were all like made pretty close together?
Me. That was me, yeah.
And no, they are not made close together at all. It was like 12 years to make these 4 movies.
Right.
A Thief in the Night 1 cost about like $60,000 to make. And
you can see every penny of it.
yeah, it made millions. This movie did not play in theaters, remember? And this is before you could buy a movie on a cassette to take home with you.
Did they just distribute like reels to churches?
Yeah, they used for the first movie, and I guess they did this for the subsequent ones. Once you get past the first movie, any behind the scenes information just drops off a cliff.
Okay.
So,
it is true.
The first movie was distributed by Billy Graham.
Oh.
Right, his production company, because of course Billy Graham made movies as well. I don't know. I guess you wouldn't have grown up seeing Billy Graham movies, would you, Josh? Yeah, I've seen my fair share. I can show you some Billy Graham movies from the 90s.
Okay.
I don't know, there was a point there where we like watched one a year. One of them always got play on BET. Maybe still does today. I would always see Something to Sing About, which has Eddie from Family Matters on it as the main character.
Oh, shit.
Now, the only 70s movies I grew up watching were Warren Miller films. You guys know Warren Miller?
I don't know Warren Miller.
Those are like the old ski movies.
Oh, like Goofy?
What?
Yeah, they're Goofy movie made in the 70s.
No, like
you mean the cartoon where Goofy goes skiing?
Yeah.
No,
That's
not like that at
Disney.
all.
No, but that's a ski movie.
No, like the movie, like footage of people skiing and doing like really extreme stunts, but also, profiling different ski resorts and stuff like
Josh,
that.
did you ever see the movie Extreme Days?
No, but I know about
you
it.
bitch. Okay.
Okay.
That was one I grew up with.
No, the Warren Miller movies, it's just a bunch of like, and folks up in Mad River Glen, well, they really know how to ski. They
you
can
basically,
ski off waterfalls.
you were watching the skiing version of Lots and Lots of Trains.
I was also watching lots of trains.
That's what I'm saying. Like
He was watching train skiing,
Well,
which
actually,
is a feat.
I was watching Road Construction Ahead, which I'm pretty sure we've talked about on this
yes,
podcast.
you were.
There is
Yeah.
something
So
really
you-
satisfying about the asphalt being laid. I don't
know.
Yeah, there's something. It's nice.
I always like the sequence where they blew the shit up with the dynamite. but-
None of us are diagnosed, so we have
That's a true fact.
this.
folks.
We have this.
We have refused the mark.
we have refused the mark. But this movie comes out 6 years after the fact, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's really impressive that everyone basically still looks the same.
Yeah. I think the hippies kind of aged the most.
A
out
little,
of the
but
cast.
Jerry's still able to grow that stash and
Yeah.
sideburns. The
Yeah, and
Chester
he's
Ray
got his full
Arthur.
head of hair, too.
He's
Yeah,
got the
he's
full
still
head of
there.
hair. Everyone had all their hair in the 70s though. Like that's
Yeah.
just what happened.
the
Everyone had hair.
microplastics.
All the hair was really straight.
Do you mean the lead?
No, the microplastics. What's affecting us now?
Oh.
Yeah. They had all their
that's
hair.
making-
I thought that was
Wow,
the-
it's
well-
making us have thin hair.
But
Yeah.
back then, the hair was actually the lead. The lead helped the
Yeah, it
microplastics
really
hurt.
it had the sheen and also
Yes.
turned you into a serial killer.
It's equivalent to giving your dog a raw egg every day.
Yeah. And then it's funny because then in the 80s, everyone lost their hair, so we have all those character actors,
Yeah.
right, in the
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah,
But
we
like,
had no character actors in the 70s.
no, what I
Not
mean, like,
bald ones.
Not bald ones, not really.
This is slanderous.
Citation needed.
I mean, we can't refer to anyone in this film as a character actor
Oh,
or
no.
an actor
I would argue
or even
that-
a character.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because where do you go after the first movie, right? I did not remember what happened in the first movie. I went back and re-listened to our first episode.
we should do a recap because we had 12 listeners when we did that episode.
Yeah,
so,
I think it was just Ben Ferber would just gather friends around us. Like, gather around.
Like a Taylor
and
Swift
hear
listening
the
party.
tale. Yeah, he is our
they'd
Homer.
sit outside the stadium and cry.
Really, he would listen to it and then come out and like tell people. He'd herald in the town square.
I see what
and
you
then,
mean.
I need a TikTok video of somebody listening to the Worst of All Possible Worlds with a group of friends, like those Taylor Swift parties. And like when AJ does a horse corner, everybody be like, ah!
Just crying 6 episodes about the making of Horse Corner.
So in A Thief in the Night, a lady does not become a Christian, but her husband does.
Right.
Yes.
And then he gets raptured. That's the movie.
Yep.
Well, and then
However,
there's a little more to
the
it.
way the movie tells the story is that we start with the rapture happening.
Yes.
She wakes up and her husband has been raptured and his electric razor is in the sink. So
Yes.
God did it at like approximately 6:45 a.m. or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
And then we flash back to a church basement where she's hearing about the apocalypse. Here's a Larry Norman song.
Darkest basement you've ever seen in
Yes.
your life. It looks like it's out of Thief or Thief 2.
Yes. And
Napoleon Dynamite is preaching down
then
there.
she and her friends and her future husband go to a carnival that has a helicopter.
Right.
Yes.
That will be important later for some reason.
It sure will. There's a snake bite.
And remember, this is all before the rapture. We're in flashback
Right.
here. So they go to the carnival. Carnival things happen. We can't hear anyone's dialogue because there's a helicopter running the whole time.
Right.
And then they get married.
Yeah.
And they get a house and they have a life together, and we see their extended family, and there's like a bad pastor who's too woke and the good
Right.
pastor who's really based, and then the good pastor finally converts her husband, and then the rapture happens,
We
just like we saw at the
We
beginning of
snap
the movie.
back to reality. Whoa,
Yes.
there goes gravity.
Yeah.
And then, our main character, Patty, her husband has been raptured. She runs outside. The UN is taking over the entire world.
Unite is what
Yes.
they're called.
Yes.
And they are making everyone get a mark on their hands or their head. She finds out later it's a sort of antiquated computer symbol, meaning 666, back when computers were on magnetic tape and
Right.
vacuum tubes.
It's tape.
Then she runs from a helicopter, a UN helicopter that's obviously the same helicopter from the carnival. They were just
Yep.
like,
Right.
we have this helicopter for this movie.
With duct tape
We're gonna
on the
use
side
it
that says
wherever we
Unite.
can.
Yeah.
And it chases her to a dam.
Right. And this is the Red Rock Dam in Des Moines, which was actually at that time fairly
Brand new.
recently built by the Army Corps of Engineers.
Yeah.
And
Looks great.
then her hippie friends, she has hippie friends, by the way, her hippie friends throw her off the dam,
Right.
and she dies.
Right.
But
Then she wakes up. All of that, not the flashback part, but all of that was a dream. And
Yes.
now she's woken up in her bed, and she goes to the bathroom and then sees the electric razor in the sink because her husband has been raptured. The rapture
Right.
has happened now 3 times in the movie.
I
Right.
forgot about the fact that the movie didn't end with her getting thrown off the dam. I thought
Yeah.
that was the
No.
continuity of the first movie, because the second movie actually does pick up right where the first one left off.
Yes. And
Yes.
instead of
and even goes back to the dream. I just thought I was maybe going to ignore it, but like
no, it recaps it,
it
pretty in
essentially
full.
makes this into a sequel/remake of the first movie,
Yeah.
Yes.
like The Evil Dead 2.
This movie begins very promptly, promptly and
And
sincerely.
sincerely.
It hits us with an image of a church at night, and then we hear this.
The motion picture you are about to experience is fiction. The prophecy is not.
What?
The producers of this film are not prophets. They are drawing to your attention what God has said in His Word. This film is based upon many references in the books of Daniel and Revelation.
Slow down.
And upon the following biblical prophecies.
Stop.
From Thessalonians. For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And from Matthew, for then shall be a great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be.
Oh,
But you didn't like that?
okay.
I love that there's a disclaimer right at the beginning.
Yeah.
The music has gotten a bit of a downgrade here because before we had
Yeah.
Larry Norman, we had a little
Yeah.
like basement rock band.
Now it's just hymns. Who cares?
Yeah.
This is very much in the style of older Christian movies, specifically one that was made in 1952 called The Missing Christians, which interestingly enough, it's shot in color, but it's all shot basically in one room. It's like the dispensationalist version of Pink Narcissus. That one has this, like, there are these great shots of just a bunch of people dressed in white robes, and then like they're against a black background and the camera's just sort of like tilting down so that it looks like they're rising.
Hell yeah. Come on. Like, again,
It's so good.
the first movie, I didn't feel this as much because I was very annoyed to be watching it. But now this is 3 years later, right? There is something kind of adorable about these now in a way to me, like at least the filmmaking, because they are earnestly trying to tell this story and are so incapable of doing
It's
so.
charmingly amateurish. When we were talking about it a little bit before we recorded, AJ, you mentioned The Room, and I think it's it's an apt comparison.
Yeah.
Although it's not. This movie is not nearly as fun to watch as The Room.
I think,
will say that.
I think the
No,
message at the
it's
core of it is
sure.
so much more vile.
I mean that too.
Yeah.
But
The message at the core of The Room
it's
is
also
pretty fun.
I guess. Yeah. But we should just love each other, Josh.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that verse in 1 Thessalonians, by the way, because
It's my favorite Thessalonian.
this is the core of the idea of the rapture. The rapture is controversial even today. Like the tradition that you grew up in, Josh, is not a rapture tradition necessarily.
No. Although, I mean, we did stock the fucking books in the church library,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. And where people get this from the Bible is a foreign concept to you, AJ. But
Yes.
By the way, I
He's
just...
holding a big book in his hand. And I'm like, what the?
It is Brian is holding an honest to goodness Bible.
it is a HarperCollins study Bible.
It is filthy.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is not filthy.
It's
it just
filthy.
got caught in the rain once. You know how it's Grand Rapids, Michigan. I had this in college.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
you would get those really awful like flashes of
Yes.
insane rain. And it always
The
happened
lake effect,
just
yeah.
between classes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
folks, that is a moist Bible. Is the
It
best
is
way
not.
to
It was.
describe
It is in fact dry.
It used to be, though.
It was wet 12 years ago.
I don't know. What's
So
that? You
anyway,
don't
I'm
turn
gonna
in
read. I'm
pages.
just gonna read the fucking.
No, hold
verse.
on. That is not what that
No,
noise
we're not
is.
holding on. I'm
AJ.
gonna read the verse. I'm gonna read the verse. We're gonna get through this. Okay, so this passage is about the church at Thessalonica. By the way, this is the oldest book in the New Testament, as far as we can tell.
Okay. That the Apostle Paul wrote to the church in Thessalonica.
Yes. After a visit from Timothy, this is apparently a very good church. This is not one of the churches where he's like, okay, guys, I love you, but what the fuck are you doing? Stop cutting up your cocks. It doesn't matter anymore. This one is like, you guys are doing so great. You have some questions for me. I got some answers for you. And one of the things that they're worried about is that Paul is an apocalyptic preacher.
Right.
He believes in his time that the world is going to end, and he may be, in fact, there to witness it, unless he gets killed first.
Wow.
They believe that this is imminent.
Sure.
Within a generation of Jesus's death and resurrection.
Isn't it always just within the generation?
It happens a lot like that, yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, Paul believes this, and people are like, okay, well, we've been going at this for like 10 or so years. We've got some people who are dying, and you've been saying we're going to be called up to heaven when the world ends. What happens to these people who have died?
Sure.
Yeah.
So he says, but we do not want you to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, about those who have died, so that you may not grieve as others do who have no hope. By the way, this translation says brothers and sisters. Of course, in the Greek, it's just brothers.
But the NIV is woke, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the fucking NIV.
Sorry, the NRSV
Does it look
is woke.
dry
to you?
NRSV? Do you think I would give my money to News Corp, which owns Zondervan, which sells the NIV? Anyway, for since we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so, through Jesus, God will bring with him those who have died. For this we declare to you by the word of the Lord, that we who are alive, who are left until the coming of the Lord, will by no means precede those who have died. For the Lord himself, with the cry of command, with the archangel's call, and with the sound of the trumpet, will descend from heaven, and those who are dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive, who are left, will be caught up in the clouds together with them to meet the Lord in the air, and so we will be with the Lord forever.
Okay.
Therefore,
Oh.
encourage one another with these words.
I actually didn't realize that the whole getting yeeted up thing was directly from the text.
Yes.
An interpretation.
He says
of the
we
text.
will be called up into the air, however, not all the way up to heaven
Right.
necessarily, although you could interpret it
No,
that
you're going to
way.
be floating in the
So-
air like Death Stranding.
Yeah. You have to swim over to your body, touch it to repatriate. Look, okay, so it's just that Christians go up first, but then everybody goes up.
Well, what this is saying is that the dead go up first and then the living go up.
Okay.
But what does up mean in this sense is a little extremely ambiguous.
It's a bunch of balloons on a house.
Absolutely no consensus on, is this permanently? Is this Jesus taking people up to save them from what's to come? If they're just coming up to the cloud level, that kind of feels like, you're just sort of going out of town, meeting the guy and coming in, right?
Oh,
like when you
sure.
bring the donkey out to Jesus and he comes to Jerusalem. And I guess the Greek terminology kind of does seem to reference that kind of thing, where it's like, we're getting up and then we're going to rain hellfire on the earth below.
Yeah.
But really, this verse is being written in a specific context, which is about what happens to the dead. There wasn't a belief in Christianity yet that the dead simply go straight to heaven, which I would say is the common Christian belief today.
Right.
There was just this idea of Jesus is going to come back and we're going to join him.
And they're in the ground, so something needs to happen to all of those people who are underground.
Did they just get screwed?
Sure.
Yeah, because the harrowing of hell is something that is outside of Catholicism too, right? Like that's a thing.
Not really. No.
Okay,
no.
cool.
That is not developed yet. This develops. The harrowing, I think, is like from 800 AD or something.
Oh shit.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, that's another way to solve the problem of what about all the dead people who came before Jesus, right? He's got to go down and bring them up with him. But this movie has a very specific lens that it's looking at that quote through.
So they look at just the part where it says Jesus will call down and we will join him in the clouds.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of runs with it. And this doesn't exactly start with Darby, who was this Anglican Irish preacher in the 1700s.
Sure.
There are other books that we have from the ancient era, from the early Egyptian Christians who talk about like being brought to a safe place while wickedness and destruction is met upon other people. But this idea of the rapture, all the things in Revelation and the books of prophecy are going to happen. However, everyone's going to go whoop if they're Christian before the point of bad stuff. And then they'll come back down once all that stuff is cleared out.
Right.
At the same time, we get another idea of millennial dispensationalism, whatever, where there's the 1,000 years of Christ's reign on earth. Some of them believe that the rapture happens after that. We all go to heaven once we have created a perfect world. This was really influential on the social gospel, actually on the really woke, like communist Christians of the early 20th century and late 19th century.
Oh, sure.
But this is what has caught on. I'll tell you a little bit more about like what this means for fiction and the things that have preceded A Thief in the Night and Two Thief, Two Night, Distant Thunder.
Yes.
A
Tokyo
Thief to
Drift.
the Metal Age in the Night of Distant Thunder.
The algorithm just killed itself. Yeah. And so here we are, right? We're in the basement of a church.
Yep.
And it's a bunch of people lying on cots. I thought at first that maybe this was like a hospital because it kind of looks like the hospital and
or
like
like
Left Behind
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
a little bit, but it's not. This is a waiting area for the Christians who are to be executed unless they take the mark
They've
of the beast.
all been detained here at this church. The idea being, well, you are free to go, but you have to get the mark first. And if you don't, then we're going to fucking kill you, bud. We learn a little bit about this right away because, well, there's a young blonde woman on one of the cots. And
She's crying.
She is sobbing.
Oh, Patty. Do it now. Please. Before it's too late. None of us could go through this without him.
You can do it, Patty. Please, you've got to.
Is she okay?
She's just scared.
Are you her sister?
No, Sandy's my sister. I'm Wenda Johnson. Patty
They
and
do
I used
all
to live
look
next door
related.
to each other.
Yeah.
I see.
She also says her name is Wanda here, and for the rest of the movie, she's named
Try not to
Wenda.
think about it, okay?
I can't.
Yes, you can. Just put your thoughts on the Lord.
Oh, Lord. Is he going to help you tomorrow?
She doesn't believe.
How did you end up here?
What was the moment?
So sedated Alan Tudyk
Oh
here.
my God. This guy turns in, for me, the funniest performance in the movie. Every single time. He's just talking like this.
Well, again, and we talked about this, I think, when we covered the first movie, but this idea that once you're like fully Jesus-pilled, you lose any and all personality and you just become like really at peace with everything.
Yeah.
You know,
And
man?
this is, I feel like that's a much more contemporary idea of Christianity, where being influenced by the Jesus movement, by these more hippie type of Christians, by these Christian guys who wear Star of David necklaces everywhere that they go, until we find out that character's supposed to be Jewish.
So just
wait, what was the clue that he was Jewish? Was it the giant Star of David
Yes,
around
but
his
that's
neck?
the thing. That's what I'm saying, is that like there are so many fucking Protestant guys who just wear Star of David necklaces,
really?
who like to just sort of think that they are Jewish. Yeah.
So I want to frame up a couple things, because the clip that you just heard without the visual component is kind of unclear. That woman that we just heard crying, that's Patty.
That's the protagonist of the first movie.
Exactly. The reason she's crying, of course, is that she is about to die and has not yet become a Christian.
She's refusing the mark, but she has not converted to Christianity.
You also heard that guy, that really sedated guy. I don't know what that character's name is.
Doesn't matter.
Alan Tudyk.
But you will be hearing him
It's a misnomer.
at various points, because I just thought it was really funny listening to him. You've also got Patty's friends. It's Wenda? I thought it was Linda.
I heard
Wenda. It is Wenda, but she says Wanda in
when
this
does
first
she
scene.
say that?
And Wenda also has a little sister whose name is Sandy.
Yes.
And
Sandy, who has just nothing prepares you for her voice.
No.
Nothing.
Thankfully,
Well, it starts out one way, and then she appears later on in like a full leather outfit, and she says, "Tell me about it, stud." So it becomes
What
like
are you talking about?
AJ, that's a different movie.
Oh, that's a different Sandy? We're
Yeah,
not
that's
talking
Grease.
about Sandy from
What are you
Grease?
talking about? A leather bar?
A leather suit.
A women's leather bar?
A women's leather bar.
Wait, what? Oh,
You know what? We were looking for
Hold
a
on.
way.
What
Hold
is
on.
this?
Hold on.
Wenda?
What?
Patty?
No.
What is
What
this?
is this?
A women's leather bar? We're back!
Okay. The other the other plot point that's relevant here is we learn pretty promptly and sincerely
Thank you.
that someone snitched on Patty and company, which is why they are here
And
in
she's like,
the church.
who could have possibly done
could it
this?
be?
It's the man with the snidely whiplash mustache.
The last person who we see in this scene here is the aforementioned hairy man wearing the Star of David
A man
necklace.
who, to be clear, does not look Jewish.
No,
at all.
I think you could argue like maybe the accord is strained here because that man might be Italian.
No, he is not. He is not Mediterranean in the slightest. I'm sorry, I do not believe it.
He does have my hair from when I was.
He's
a
a
kid,
curly Germanic.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
At best, Swiss.
Right now he's Italian. He used to be German. The border just keeps shifting around. You know.
Don't you realize you don't even have to be here? Just take the mark.
She knows what will happen if she does that.
That's that little girl's voice.
That's Sandy.
Yep.
Well, heaven forbid that anyone would take the mark. But if you're not a believer...
She's been trying desperately.
Look, Patty,
Love the
let's
fucking
pray
noise
right now.
floor on
You
this.
can ask God to forgive you.
I can't.
Yes, you can. You've got to.
We have a little more room tone. A little more.
Patty, don't you realize what will happen to you if you refuse to receive Christ?
Don't you think I know that?
Then you've got to do it now.
Butler's ears are bleeding.
You've got to do it now.
Look, they're either whispering or they're screaming, and the boom operator, I think, is like...
Something that's unusual about this movie is that it follows what we might call a nonlinear narrative structure.
It's all over the place.
I referred to this as Godarian before we got into it because this puts flashbacks inside of flashbacks.
Hey there, you are listening to a preview of a premium episode of The Worst of All Possible Worlds. If you'd like to listen to the rest of this, head on over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/worstofall. And you can listen to not only the rest of this episode, but our entire backlog of premium episodes, bonus episodes, and if you subscribe at the $10 tier, you will get an extra episode of the podcast every single month. Again, that is patreon.com/worstofall. Hope to see you there.